Hello, welcome back to Property Spy. This is the channel where we appraise different types of properties. We spy on them to see what, how much we pay for such a property as investors. We talk about different thought processes one would go through before selecting a property, and then we use this tool that's currently on the screen, Valap, to appraise different types of properties. And the whole idea is to appraise as though we are locals. And the thing is, with this tool, we never quite know how much data there is, how much available data there is. But one thing is for sure, we'll be able to look at different strategies and see which ones to go for. Now, today, we decided to spice things up a bit and look for properties, auction properties this time, in Manchester. So I've searched future auctions in this EIG Property Auctions website. And I'll just talk us through some of the properties that have appeared and why I'm not going to select some, and just quick decisions I make whilst going through this, or quick decisions an investor would make, depending on your level of experience and what you are hoping to get out of your investment. Now, of course, this is not investment advice. This is all purely for entertainment purposes, and we try to change things up each time until we arrive at a format that everybody says they want, and then we change it again. So today's search has pulled up 46 properties in Manchester. So the first one, it doesn't look like, I don't really know the area, but coming from down south, it just looks like it's not going to be a straightforward, or it's going to be a straightforward flip, and I'm not sure there's much of a margin on there. Of course, I'm doing this for the show. It's not so much what I would do for my investment purposes, because I don't live in Manchester. But part of this is to show the different options you've got if you're a sourcer, if you're an investor, different tools there are that can help you come to a decision. So looking at these, a lot of these are quite boring standard properties, and in many ways that's probably what you want. You don't want anything too exciting, but again, it depends on your experience. This one, Stillwater Drive, that looks okay, 7th floor. Things that put me off straight away are it's likely to have a lift, and if it has a lift, then the service charge potentially will be quite high, and then you've got ground rents to think about. And with a block that size, I wonder how many flats there are. Oh, flat 537 on the 7th floor. Not sure how many flats there are in that block, and try making a decision if you don't own the entire block with the rest of the leaseholders. So move on. This one at 65 grand for me. Okay, I don't see anything straight away in the description that suggests it's going to be a very lucrative one, but 65 grand is fairly low, fairly cheap. You have to ask yourself the question, why is it 65 grand for something that long? For 159 to 161, that's like 2 whole addresses. So this one looks interesting. Again, depends on your experience. There might be potential to convert this space into resi, but then it's a mid terrace. Would you want to go up if it's 65k? It's not going to be that high value an area, but again, without looking into it deeply, it doesn't interest me. What's this one? Units 1, 2, 3. Nah. So just look through some of these. There's land here. You'd have to work out land. The build densities in this area, and I think there's a train track there. Not a bad thing if there's a train station, and that may be of interest. So I look through these, and this one actually looks interesting. The railway, Berry Brow. What's this one? It's a pub potentially. So again, you're going to have issues getting planning and stuff like that. There's a hotel there, so you might be okay. But the one that's piqued my interest is this one here, 12 and 12A. Now, I think I was attracted to the price. It's fairly high, so you'd think, well, there must be a lot in it. But looking further, it looks like it used to be a HMO, or currently is a HMO. And the reason I say that is the number of bedrooms Number of en-suites. Bedroom 6, bedroom 5. Does this mean you have to go through bedroom 5 to get to bedroom 6? So it's quite a mess. And bedroom 2 has an ensuite as well. So bedrooms 3 and 4 don't seem to have anything, and that's a dressing room. They don't have their own showers. So does that mean they go to the ground floor to shower? Probably. Maybe just thinking out loud, or was it used as a single residence, which is possible, I suppose, for a large family, but not sure. And then the 12A piece, this looks like an area with huge flats that may have been converted to HMOs. And looking at this doesn't look like a family arrangement. It looks like it's shared. No one takes responsibility for everything, and people just barely exist in each other's space. So fairly okay kitchen. There'll be just minor works. Okay, there's a fire extinguisher. So single family home isn't likely to have a fire extinguisher inside. So I think this is a HMO. I can see that the carpets have been ripped off the floor. So there will be some work to do, perhaps not so much, but let's keep looking for any other evidence. So the carpet's going up to the top floor and not there. This room doesn't look like it was occupied. It's low ceiling, no roof line. Okay. So only one person watched the TV, or was he the bully in the house? Okay, so this is interesting, and it's got 12 and 12A. I imagine 12A is a flat. They've got 2 doors leading in there. So these are quick checks. I don't want this video to go on forever. So I've gone to the Auctioneer's website, had a quick look, had a quick read of this. This one's a timed auction. Again, 6 bedrooms, separate 1 bedroom annex, period property. Nothing here to suggest it's a HMO. It says it's a fantastic location, close to local amenities, transport into Manchester city centre. So those are always good things if you're purchasing, and depending on your exit strategy. So that's that. The other thing that was of interest here is the EPC. The EPC appears to be just for 12 and not 12A as well. So EPC 259 square meters. Okay, so that is what we need to appraise this. It doesn't seem to have a HMO license, because if it did, I imagine it would have been mentioned. Now we can have a quick look at the legal documents that exist. What legal documents are there? Copy conveyance, F&C. What's F&C? Let's have a quick look at that. Fittings and contents. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. What else is there? Legal pack. Yes. Always get a solicitor to review the legal pack. The other thing I found interesting was this bit here. This one that's I've downloaded already. It says proposed ground floor plan. What is the proposed? Why is it saying proposed? So existing building. Are they proposing to have an extra? Okay, proposed ground floor. That's proposed first floor. Not sure why it's proposed. They've labeled this a block plan. And to be honest, I don't see how this is a block in that sense. But we shall appraise without taking too much of our time. So M19 2P8. Hopefully Valap would have enough information to give us the appraisal we want. So you log into Valap, you go to the dashboard, you add new appraisal, and put in the postcode. What number was this one? 12. Let's go with 12 then. I got 12. Okay, so 12 is a proper different address, separate address. Okay, how much is guide price? 545. 545. Zero property type, I'm gonna assume HMO. Auction, and then we'll go for the mega stack on this one. Save. Okay, so right now I'm searching the EPCs in the area. We've got two, floor area 107. Okay, I'm sure I just saw an EPC on this one for the floor plan. Is it on here? Okay, so we look for the floor plan. This one is 12. The EPC says it's 259 square meters. But this one says 107 from 2013. Okay, maybe it wasn't split at the time. Okay, let's keep going. So it looks like there are quite a few flats. Lots of these EPCs are for rental purposes, as you can see on in the right hand column. Okay, so can we see anything? 12 is still saying 107, which is right, which is not right, we don't know, and that's often the case with these things. So I'm going to assume that the 256 that's in the current auction is the right one. It helps our figures. It means that we could do some calculations. So let's go next. Let's just see, one bedroom, doesn't matter, just see 2 beds. Go, and then I'll say the area is 256. Let's get appraisals. So it's going off now. It's going to appraise for the 6 different strategies that are on the page, and hopefully we'll have some working strategies for this property. Now what this is doing now is it's looking at the size, it's trying to shape up the building, see if it converts into flats, doing a new build, serves accommodation, a buy-to-let would work, or HMO. Then we'll see what the results come back with. Manchester is definitely a good area. There are quite a few universities for HMO stuff, but I don't know if the universities have decided to build their own student accommodation. So for that, you'd have to know the area. If your strategy is going to be for student accommodation, you're doing HMO for student accommodation, you look at that. Also think about the situation we've gone through with the virus. Would people want to live in HMOs? My understanding is that people are still trying to go into HMOs. Some HMOs, provided they're nicely done and everyone has their own space, which my understanding is means you'd have to create en suites for the different rooms and minimize the amount of contact that everybody has. Okay, so it's come back and only the service accommodation strategy works. Yearly cash flow 41 grand, and I'm not really surprised at that. Because HMO prices in the area probably show where those what the prices are for en suites and double en suites and shared rooms. With this tool, you can tell which ones work. So let's look at flip. Flip is amber. So what that means is that the price, the offer amount, is within a certain range of the guide price. Let's go into flip. Okay, so that's opened up. What's it done? So it's come up with 5 units, 5 1-beds. Okay, that's interesting. And each flat is 61 grand. Okay, so that's a standard flip, and it's put down light refurbishment. So okay, this is not going to be a light refurbishment, is it? Okay, so this is on the assumption there's already 6 units and it's minor work you'd have to do, but I don't think this would work. I think what's this? Okay, let's see, 61, that's 5. No, I don't think, no, this is not work. So 490 grand, total income is 911,000, and that's the total income here. 911,000 is 61 grand times the total number of units, which is 5 in this case, I believe. Yeah. Sound right, does it? Okay. Okay, so if we look at about 61 grand for a 61, what sizes are these flats? Okay, let's save that. Let's go into conversion. Just go back to appraisals. So on this one, we could also consider the conversion, because this would be a full-blown conversion as opposed to a minimal thing. So conversion to 56, and let's say create a scheme for us. Okay, so whereas the flip doesn't actually show us the full breakdown of the units, this one will show us a bit more. So on this one, so this is the one that flagged up 911,000, and if you're doing a full-blown refurbishment, it's going to cost you 393,000, of which this is a full-blown conversion. So let's go to what the units tell us. So these are the 5 units that we saw on the flip, and the unit sizes are 44 square meters. Build cost for a conversion says roughly 624,000, so that gives us a total of 137,000. Okay, yeah. Okay. So total sales of 308,000 per unit price. Okay. So this looks more like it. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a deal if the price of flats in that area is 61,000. Yeah. So let's see if we can see find out what sold prices are in the area. Okay. So prices for houses, flats, 137,000. Got flats for 91,000. Okay, so I'd imagine these are fairly large flats, hence why the price has come in at the value that it did. What about HMO prices? See HMO rents. So we've got £92 per week. Yeah, single room shared, £63 per week. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be enough to cover the value or the offer amount. So these are the calculations one would have to do if you're an investor. This tool just makes things a lot easier. Suffice to say, I shall look at the value that came up when we looked at the flip. Let's see, or did I miss something? I thought it was saying 900,000. Okay. Yeah. So sadly, none of these deals work. The flip, if this is unrealistic to do the refurb for £5,000. You'd have to increase that. 490,000. So if we change that and said this will cost £150,000. Scan it to negative. Okay. Yeah, let's make that 30,000. Yeah, 150,000. Okay, so with this, it's looked at how much a thing you'd get from the entire property, 300,000. You're already spending 150 out of that 300,000 to do the works. That's already half there. And then you've got your capital costs of stamp duty, legals and stuff. And then you've already ring fenced 20% for your profit. If you're 20% for a profit, it's 60 grand. Then the rest of the costs will come out of the balance, which, as you can tell, it's quite low, and it's coming at 2654. So this isn't a deal. If we look at build, if we look at this one, okay. So build time. Let's say 9 months. Okay. Go to appraisal. Okay. Okay, so access to my internet, is that okay, the page is not refreshing. What's going on my internet? Is it okay? Well, yeah, something's not right. Okay, so either way, we know that this is not working. Let's see. Right. Let's go. Go to appraisal. Oh, that's interesting. Assessment for green deal on the EPC. Interesting to see why. If there's any outstanding, maybe grant on the property that needs to be paid back. Okay. Should we go again? Okay, come on. I wonder why the page is not refreshing at this moment. Okay. Oh, there you go. Right. Okay. Okay, so in this case, it might be my machine running slow, but from the deals we've looked at, the appraisals. I know it's only service accommodation that looked okay, and a flip, even though it came up amber, it did not look at, it did not allocate sufficient amounts for refurbishment. And when you bump up the refurbishment amount, then it goes into reverse. The GDV of 911,000, I'm not quite sure how that's been arrived at, but shall look at that a bit later. But either way, offer amount of 393,000. So when you go to auction, be prepared to pay only 393,000 if this is a strategy and these numbers work for you. Otherwise, look for another deal and make that work. Until next time. Oh, it's come back now. So until next time, happy investing.